The workshop where they underestimated her. The garage smelled of gasoline and sweat, a symphony of clanging metal and hissing air tools. Margot wiped her forehead with the back of her hand, leaving a streak of oil across her cheek. Around her, mechanics' jokes, customers eyed luxury cars, and nobody really looked at her, because Margot didn't look like someone who mattered. Her uniform was stained, her boots scuffed, her hair perpetually escaping its ponytail. The wealthy clients, men in tailored suits, women with manicured nails, barely glanced her way. Some even smirked when she spoke, as if a girl who smelled like engine grease couldn't possibly know more than them. But Margot loved machines more than they loved their own reflections. The secret she kept, a legacy she refused to claim as a child. She'd taken apart every toy she owned, then moved on to broken radios, abandoned bikes, and finally engines. Her father, a shadow in her life, had only given her one real lesson. The world worships names, but real power, it's at work. What nobody knew. Her father wasn't just a man, he was the man, the founder of Veyron Motors, the empire behind the fastest cars in the world. She could have walked into any dealership and been handed the keys to $1 million prototype. She chose the wrench instead. The turning point, when the racer walked in. The day before the Grand Auto Expo, a sleek hypercar growled into the shop. Behind the wheel, Luca Moretti, the reigning champion of the European GT series. He frowned when Margot approached. "I need someone who knows the V12, not an apprentice." She didn't flinch. "Your left bank is running lean. The ECU's compensating, but if you push it tomorrow, you'll blow cylinder 6 before lap 3. Silence. Then, his eyes widened. "How did you?" "Because I built my first engine at 12, she said simply, "and yours is begging for help." 2 hours later, Luca was leaning over her workbench, watching her recalibrate his fuel injectors by hand. "You should be at the expo tomorrow," he said. "Not here." Margot just smiled. "Why? So people can stare at a car instead of what makes it run?" He offered her a spot on the main stage anyway. The expo, where the world finally saw her. The Grand Auto Expo was a circus of chrome and champagne. Celebrities posed beside million-dollar prototypes. Engineers in lab coats lectured about aerodynamics. Then Margot stepped onto the stage. No suit, no pretense, just her oil-smudged overalls and a toolbox. At first whispers, then laughter, until she began speaking. Her hands moved as she explained the real genius behind the year's most hyped supercar. Not its glossy paint, but the way its turbocharger breathed. The crowd leaned in. Reporters started filming. By the end, they weren't just listening, they were learning. The final test, the Masters Challenge, the ultimate showdown, a live build-off against veteran mechanics. Timed, no room for error. Margot's hands flew, calibrating, adjusting, feeling the machine in a way the others couldn't. When the clock stopped, her engine purred like a symphony. The judge's verdict? "Not just the best today, one of the best we've ever seen." The crowd erupted, cameras flashed, and then a man stepped out of the shadows. Her father, the legend, the titan, the ghost of her past. For a heartbeat, the noise faded. Then quietly he spoke. "You didn't need my name, you had your own." And in that moment, Margot realized, this wasn't just victory, it was freedom.